All right, let's look at the homework 3, problem number 19. All right, so let's evaluate this limit here. All right, so we want for part A, we're going to do a limit A. We're going to have to do a limit as x approaches negative 11, all right, of this function here. So you have x plus 11 quantity squared. All right, so I'm going to rewrite 121 as 11 squared. So you have x squared minus 11 squared, right? So since this is a difference of squares, we can actually factor it out. So you have this limit here. All right, numerator is already factored out, so I'm going to just copy this. All right, and if you factor out the x squared minus 11 squared, you're going to get quantity x plus 11 times the quantity x minus 11. All right, so we can simplify this. So we have so x plus 11. And you have actually two of those, so I'm going to cancel out the one of them, right? So we're going to have a limit as x approaches negative 11, and then we have x plus 11 over x minus 11, right? Then we can just plug in, right? So if you plug in x equals negative 11, you get 0 on top. And then you have a negative 11 minus 11, so negative 22. But since 0 is on top, so it's actually 0. All right, so let's type it in. We have 0. All right, let's check the answer. All right, we got that. All right, how about part B? Part B, it's going to 0, but the simplification is exactly the same. So I'm going to start with, let's see, so I'm going to, maybe I'll write that first one. So you have x approaches 0. Then we have x plus 11 squared over x squared minus 11 squared. All right, so this can be simplified exactly the same way as part A. It's just that the x is now approaching 0, and still it's going to be x plus 11 over x minus 11, just like we had up here. All right, then we can just plug it in. All right, so you can see that if you put 0, so you have 11 on top, and negative 11 on the bottom, so which gives us negative 1. All right, so we type it in. So limit is negative 1. All right, check the answer. We got that. All right, and then last one, part C is probably the trickiest one. Part C, so we have a limit as x approaches 11. All right, can I just go ahead and write this simplified one? So you have x plus 11 over x minus 11, right? Then what happens is, if you plug in 11 for x, you get 22 on top, right? So you have a 0 on the bottom, right? So in this case, this is limit does not exist. All right, so if you get 0 on the bottom, non-zero on top, a limit does not exist. All right, so here. All right, check the answer. We got that. All right, that's it. I hope that this was clear.